Welcome to Dad's Drafts.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad's Drafts. Let's get right into this premiere draft of the new set Foundations. Now I have had a weekend away, so that's why there's not as many recordings. But as always, please, if you're new to the channel, consider clicking some buttons and you're welcome anyway. Now as always, I will say my picks, why I do them. And if you disagree with me on anything, either the picking or the playing, please do let me know, because that way I can get better at this game. We're currently kind of stuck in Platinum. I don't really expect anything different when a new set comes out. I really need to get into it. Now, I have not been playing this set too much already, and the last few games went mediocre. I think the last game went 3-1, but our pre-release, or actually the sealed format, we did pretty well. Alright, let's see what we have here. There's a very good Anthem effect. All creatures you get +1/+1, but it is a double colored card, so I'm not sure if I want to first pick this. Other than that, there's a Shriek Mass, which is very specific for in a Threshold deck, but there is a Mystic and a Hornbeetle. Now I don't know what the best color combinations are in this set, I haven't really looked into it, but I think the Mystic can be pretty good. Because this of itself is a 2/1 flyer for 2, which is already okay. Way better than the, the Piranha Fish in the last set, because this one doesn't enter tapped. And the upside is just whenever you draw a second card, you'd get a 1/1 flyer. So this is good in either the blue-red or the blue-white deck, because it gives you flyers, blue-white. Or it cares about card draw, which is mostly in blue-red or just blue overall. So I'm going to take this Mystic over the Anthem effect, because I have been drafting and playing green-white a lot lately, and I don't think that playing a green-white, taking a green-white multicolor first pick is very good. There's a Banishing Light, which is pretty decent. There's a Bouncer, which I think is very good. And there's an Aetherize, return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands. I think this can be a pretty good tempo play, but I'm not sure if it's better than the Bouncer or the Banishing Light. Now, I would pick the Banishing Light if I was sure to go blue-white, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to stick in blue. And since I'm not even sure which one is better. For this one, the opponent has to be attacking. And for this one, he doesn't, and this is just a decent tempo play overall. So I think the Bouncer is what I'm going to take here. But Banishing Light would have been a great pickup if I already knew that I was in blue-white. And with one of these Mystics, I really want to focus on card draw. There's a very late Chandra, which I don't think you can play unless you ramp. Create token to the target. Add 3 mana, exile the top 3 cards of library, you may play that card this turn. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste. At the beginning of it, sacrifice it. Okay. I think it's just very expensive. So I think that's the reason why it's still here, and I don't really care about it. I think the Buccaneer or the Terror would be something more interesting to us. And since I think this is also a pretty decent creature if you don't have the raid ability, I mean a 4/3 flyer for 5 is fine. I will take it, but with the raid ability and the Mystic, I think we could do some pretty good stuff. And if we end up with many instants and sorceries, I think I will take some of these Serpents. There was also a Serpent in the first pack, which we passed, so that one might actually come around. Wow. Either I'm mistaken about the quality of this card, or people are mistaken and don't think it's very good. I'm slamming this one, and now I'm just really going to focus on extra card draw, because I already have 2 payoffs, so any kind of instant speed, draw 2 cards, or maybe a loot ability of a creature entering or whatever will already be pretty good. Run away together is okay. Don't really care about that. We're not really missing out on anything, I must say. I think the Ambush Wolf is pretty good if you are in instant You know, so you can play this whenever you don't counter spell, which is pretty good. But I'm just going to take the Runaway together. We've got the Buccaneer with an enter the battlefield thing and a Bouncer. I don't really care about the bounty. What do? Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and you want to loot this into your graveyard, because for 6 it's very expensive. What do? Okay, well I think that's more for the black-red deck. There's a Light Shell Duo, which is pretty decent. And other than that, the Meteor Golem can be played in any deck. Yeah, I think I'll take the Meteor Golem as a top-end card. So none of these cards help us with the card draw. I think this is a pretty decent trick. But I think when in doubt, take the 2-drop. So I'm going to take this 2-drop with Prowess. Noticing a very late Snakeskin Veil. So maybe we will end up in blue-green, which I think is okay. But we really need to get some kind of looting or whatever for this Mystic. Or these Mystics, actually. And maybe some kind of Anthem effect for all the fairies. What do? When it enters, draw a card, then discard a card. I think that does what we want. Don't really care about that. Essence Scatter is also okay. This one was pretty disappointing. The thing is that them entering tapped is just makes it so much worse. This can only be played in a deck where you have full control and are not taking any damage. I'm going to take the Elemental. It does what we want. It's a 3/4 flyer and the art looks pretty cool. So Andrew Marr, good job on the art. Oh, when I see this art I get instant flashbacks to the, what is it? Aether Revolt, Kaladesh thing. And I think that was when I started playing. I'll take a Terror here. Now, all we need now is cheap instants and sorceries to draw cards or to tempo the opponent. So that we can get some flyers, and then in the late game or pretty early we can play this, for instance, for 4 mana. It's all mediocre. We're still in 1 color though. That doesn't draw us a card. I'll just take the Growth from the Ashes. Imagine we open a big bomb in pack 2, for instance, in a multicolor. We can always go blue-green and splash and find the lands that way. Now we have 2 terrors, so I think we should really be focusing on cheap instant sorceries. I don't think there's any opts in this set, but something like that would be amazing. So that we can get flyers, make this cheaper. And of course, Prowess is also pretty good with instants and sorceries. This card was devastating to play against in Two-Headed Giant, because you can just bounce 2 of your opponent's creatures for 2 mana. It's just crazy. Don't really care about the turtle. Yeah, I'll take the Snare Spinner. As I said, we might still end up in just green-blue. And then the Growth from the Ashes does 2 things. It makes this cheaper and it ramps us towards it. Alright. Callum, it becomes humans. Pay 2. When this comes in, exile the top card if you like, you will play this card. And then next turn you can play 3. Okay, pretty good. This cares about goblins. Well, we don't have many goblins. I do like a distraction, but I think this one will come around. I think this is a pretty decent card, and I assume that we can pick up one of these on the wheel. But the upside of this is just amazing. If you don't have any plays for turn 2, you can use this and I think it's pretty decent. So we might end up in red, blue. Oh, there's another bouncer, loving it. Cerberus is okay, but I think the Morbid is very, very difficult unless you have a very specific deck. For instance, with black and you keep sacrificing this, then I think this can be pretty good. Or if there's something like a fling in the set, but I don't think there is a fling. Think twice is, I think... I like this card, but I think twice is what we actually need. But I would love to see this. Not really missing out on anything. These are pretty aggressive cards, and this one, I know it goes into the spells deck, but I think 3 mana for 0/4, which is sometimes a 3/4, is not amazing. The only thing that makes this great if you can make it unblockable, or maybe attack with it, opponent doesn't block it, and then you just play 2 or 3 instants and sorceries, and then it's worth it. So the surprise element is huge of that card. And I think twice is a very, very good card, especially because of the flashback. And it enables a lot of our stuff. For instance, the Terror, but especially the Mystic. As I said before, I'm not even sure if we're going to be in red, blue. Depends on what's being passed to us. I mean, we did pass a Chandra, so the odds... Oh. I think Tatiova is amazing. And I think it's way better than Callan. So I think we're just going to go blue-green. Blue-green control with the potential of a lot of flyers. Now I would love if the instant tap creature make 2 fairy tokens would come around, but I don't think it will. But I think I needed to think twice more. Poor bird. Man. That must be a very big spider. A huge spooder. Yeah, I think you should always pick Tatiova. I mean, it is a 6-drop, of course, because you don't want to play it on turn 5 and get it killed. You want to play it on turn 5, play a land, and then at least get the value from it. Another Tatiova, or generate creature, land, or planeswalker. So you can turn an opponent's permanent, or well, pretty much any permanent, into a land which taps for colorless. But there's another Tatiova and to think twice. I will take another Tatiova. This card is bonkers. 1000-Year Storm. I think this is very specific. It is fun. Don't think I can main deck a Broken Wings. Do we splash for this? Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, copy it for each other instant sorcery. We only got 2 instants and 1 sorcery so far. I guess I'll take it, but I don't think I will play it. Okay, so we are being cut off quite a bit. Guess I'll take this, because it is an Anthem effect, which can be pretty good with our flyers, and instant, which makes the terror cheaper, and you know, we could always end up in blue, green, red. I've never been good with the color names. Think twice, loving it. Also, Rugged Highlands will make us help play everything. Difficult. I think I'll take the lands here. I want to play these cards. What do? Creature type, add 1. Chosen type. Well, we're not really into the creature types. They actually both came around, which is fun. I'm going to take the Destruction. Right, it's a cheap way to trigger our Mystics. And also make this cheaper. So I don't expect anything useful to come around anymore. Okay, well, that is another one. That's not the right color. I'll take another elemental, but I don't think I can play it. The chance of this triggering with all the 1/1s that we might have at turn 5 is pretty good. And if one of the flyers dies when you do this, you'll just get it back. Excuse me. And I don't think I should play the 1000-Year Storm, actually. Because we have 5 instants now, but still, it's not amazing. With the land we could, but I think this one might come around. So do we want an Inspiration from Beyond? Which helps us clean out our deck. Or another Runaway Together. Now this doesn't draw as a card, which is unfortunate. I think I'll just play the Falls. I don't want to play... I'm not sure if splashing for this is actually good enough. It can be a good finisher for us. Yeah, I'm just going to pick the land, make sure that we can play this. Now we can also play this. There's another trick. I want to keep red to a minimum, so I think I'm just going to take the trick here. But I think this one could also be pretty good. Oh, what do? You're playing as land. Okay, so that's rampy. Yeah, I don't think that's what we're doing. I think the Mystic is probably better. Now the Eagle would also be very nice, but another Mystic is exactly what we want. Another card draw, payoff. Another instant. Mocking Sprite is also pretty decent. I think I'll take the Sprite. Turtle, there's some red cards, no interesting green cards. We can still play this. There's nothing really interesting in this pack, and to be honest, we already have a functioning deck. I think splashing for this will be worth it. We will hopefully get a lot of sprites, and then every sprite will become 3 damage in the air. Yeah, I think I'll go for another pump spell. I think we've got the mana and the ashes will help us get to it. I wouldn't mind a tap sacrifice land, of course. So we have 1, 2, 3. Three ways so far to draw cards. 4, 5, and of course the Tatiovas. Indrik is also very good, by the way. Well, I'll play the Indrik. Do we have enough instant sorceries to play the 1000-Year Storm? Wow, that's a very late bouncer. I will play it over the Snare Spinner. I don't think we have to play this, actually. I think this might be about our deck. Do we need a growth? I think we do. Especially with Tatiova, it's amazing what you can do with it. Not sure about the adapt though. I don't think I need it. So now we have 17 lands. We are a bit light on removal. And I think we can play 16 lands with all the extra card draw that we have. And this is Arena, so, you know. Alright, 3 bouncers, my word, that's amazing. Maybe we don't need the elemental anymore because we've got the Indrik. Yeah, I think this is it. I think the red-green landfall deck can actually be pretty good. Not as good as it was in the original set where it was introduced. You know, the one with the 1/1 haste, which can't be blocked and it gets pumped every time a land enters. We need blue mostly, and of course green. So I think I'll get rid of 1 red because we want to play this late. So let's do this. Now I've got no idea how this will go, but I think we at least got a plan together. Now let's just see if this plan actually works out. And let's see if anyone's actually playing. So feel free to let me know in the comments what you think of the new set. I assume that you've played more than I have, which makes sense because I've not really been able to play a lot. You know, life stuff, family, work, all of that. Well, this is very boring. Now this is bugged. And this sometimes happens, so either the opponents left the queue at the wrong time and now we'll just get into a game and it will say draw. And then we can re-queue. Yep. So that was nothing but just a waste of precious time. You know that happens once the cancel button is gone and it just says waiting for opponent and nothing happens. Alright, Benny and the Jets. Show me what you've got. Well, this is pretty good. I will keep this. Could even just keep the runaway together to save the Mystic if he wants to remove it, which I think might be something that he will do. Or just play another Mystic, I'm not even sure what's best. Okay. Maybe we won't play the Mystic. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to play it. I hope we have a few more turns. I just hope he sacrifices that for anything else. So I think we actually might have to do that. But we are missing 1 blue to double spell. So I'm waiting for him to attack, then play this. And block the Firebrand. And now we can at least play the Mystic, but I really hope to draw another blue for either a runaway together. Okay. That is unfortunate. So we'll be jumping the 4/3 with the Goblin. And we can always return that to his hand. But this is a pretty decent card, if you're aggressive enough. But he is very aggressive. We might actually have to block with the Mystic at some point. Oh, that's not what we need. Yeah, we're missing a second blue. I think we have to use a runaway together. Especially now. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do except for maybe draw lands only. Especially with the passage. Oh, come on, guys. Yep, I think this is game. Never mind. Never mind. We were unlucky. We had a very nice starting hand, but we drew only our top end cards, and we didn't draw enough lands. And the raid ability is very strong if you can actually attack all the time, and we couldn't really do anything against him attacking, I think. Alright, let's try this again. Don't have red yet, but we don't really need red. Oh, very, very good turn 1 play. Alright, well, glad he didn't utilize the mana. But yet again, we really need to draw a land now. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to 16 lands. My experience with Arena is that you more get flooded than you get mana screwed. Two creatures, yeah. Such fun, such fun. Now if he plays a big 5-drop, which it seems like he's not. Yeah. Yet again, we're totally being screwed over. Okay. Well, it is something. But we've just got to we've got to keep drawing lands. Especially with the Tatiova. Maybe Tatiova is the reason to maybe even play 18 lands or something. Okay, well that helps. Guess I'm just going to get rid of the cavalry. Man, giving everything trample is just amazing. Snakeskin Veil. Okay. And he blocks. That would be a very strange block, sir. I mean, why would you keep it alive just to block with it? So now there's a 5/2 haste trampler coming our way. Sure. He seems to be... Okay. He seems to be winning. Let's hope he used most of his... oh my goodness. I think Tatiova is about to die. Now I think the Indrik could fight the Hydra. Yep. Good old Magic. Yeah, never mind. Man, so far the set has not been good for me. So let's just add one land and see if that maybe makes a difference to maybe win more than this. So let's just put in a green and remove one distraction. I mean, I don't think our game plan is too difficult, right? I mean, make some fairies, and so far we've not made any fairies at all. Now we have only been getting into aggressive decks. Well, I like having all the colors, but I don't think I can keep this because I only have 5-6 drops. Well, not only, but mostly. It's not great, but it will have to do. Well, this trick can help us set up an attack for the Buccaneers. All right. Don't think I want to use the trick yet, though. At least we can put some pressure on. I should have waited. It doesn't have reach, so it doesn't really matter. That's actually a very nice draw. So this has, whenever one or more plus something, I put another non-Hydra creature. So do we want to bounce the Scourge or this one? I think the most expensive card is always the best, pretty much always the best to bounce. Now if he actually puts the counters on this, he will not get the payoff. And we can always run away together with the bouncer. Okay. And I think we can just attack freely. Or we can just keep doing this, which I think is best. Now I would really like to draw another land next turn for either of these two. And if not, I might bounce any creature he plays and my bouncer, so that at least next turn we can bounce something again. I wonder if he's just going to play this again for axis 4. But I think he has to go wide. Dude. Well. I think we run away together anyway. Because then we'll get in for... No, I don't think so. I mean, we can always bounce this after it's gotten huge. And now next turn we can... Okay. Okay. So he can't really attack with the Hydra. Now we can just bounce the legitimate business person. I mean, really, he is a business person. I think we do that before anything else, so... And this deals a lot more damage, so let's just put on the pressure. And this is actually why we... Oh, it actually kills them. This is why we splash for the goblin surprise thing. So our deck did what it had to do in game number 3. All that because of adding 1 land. That's pretty amazing. Let's continue. I mean, let's be honest. We can still easily trophy. We just need 6 wins in a row. And I have done it before. Excuse me. All right, game number 4. Blue Exile. I think this is a pretty decent start. I mean, we'll just use this at turn 1. I think it has to be a creature, not up to. Yeah, so I hope he plays a creature. Okay, well, then I think we won't. There's a Mystic. I want to use all my mana. And now next turn, if I draw another land, I can do both. Oh man, another. Why are all the decks so aggressive? So this taps something. It is not tapped, so we have to do this. Find a red source for the blast. I think I used the trick on the borders. I just want to maintain my life total. We have 4 in the air, and I want to have the Mystic before I use the blast. Oh, that's amazing. Let's see how this goes. It doesn't have reach, so... Okay. So now we'll go Sprite, Mystic. And hopefully next turn we can either Tatiova and land or use the blast. Why would you use that at sorcery speed? Okay, that's interesting though. So we can just chump that. But I think we have to blast the Vindicator. I'm keeping 1 fairy behind, because if he has a removal spell, I don't want to die. Oh my goodness. So it doesn't have trample, so that's still okay. Next turn we can remove it. Well, let's just hope that he let's just hope he hits some lands, and if he does, then we can still win. So he doesn't even have to wait. I think we're still not dead. He should probably bounce a fairy, but then our Tatiova is dead. Do we still have enough in the air? 2, 4, 5. Seems like we don't. He had to hit action. So we kill the Itali, if he will let me. And then I think I will still attack with the Mystic. And if he has a removal spell, oh. Well, we're not dead yet, but we are almost dead. If he does have removal spell, we're dead. Okay, interesting. You'll gain 2. So much pressure. We need to hit some kind of action. Anything. Oh my. I mean, what can you do? Itali. Yep. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the big hit, but I think it was going to be an aggressive race anyway, and it would have been way different if he didn't hit anything useful with the Itali. So thank you for watching. If you like what I did, even though yet again I only won 1 game, please do let me know, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching Dad's Draft.